Hi, this is Sean Murphy from New American Funding. I thank you for tuning into this video to learn more about our NAF cash program. With this video, we're going to go through some bullet point steps about our all cash buyer program. After reviewing the video, you're going to have a great idea when it comes time to buy that you're going to know exactly what you need to do.
You've all heard the saying, cash is king. Well, nowhere is it more relevant when trying to buy a home today. Did you know in a typical market, 27% of home sales go to cash buyers? And statistically, the seller will often accept less money when dealing with a cash buyer, up to 12% less on average. That's tens of thousands of dollars. Wall Street is buying hundreds of thousands of homes and turning them into rentals. If you're out there making offer after offer and not being chosen, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So NAF Cash will allow you to use our cash when making your offer. And that moves you right to the front of the line. What's there to think about? Call us today.
Okay, let's start talking about the NAF cash program. First off, step one is to get your loan application completed and get your file submitted to underwriting. We want to make sure to fully underwrite the file up front so that you have 100% certainty of approval. Now, when we're looking for a few things with our NAF cash program, first off, we're looking for a 620 credit score. We're looking for a 1.5% earnest money deposit if it's a VA loan, or a 5% deposit if it's a conventional loan. Now, this is a traditional earnest money deposit that you will get back whenever we perform the buyback, which you will learn more about later. We're also looking for you to have, when you have a property that you're vacating, do you have a 30% net equity position in that property? So regarding this requirement, if you don't have 30%, we can include or stack additional assets from you to make up the difference. For example, let's say you have a 15% net equity in your home, but have additional assets, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, savings, etc. Well, those will ultimately show you have a 30% asset position. If you don't have to liquidate the assets, we're just here to prove that you have access to them. If you don't have a property to vacate, then no worries, you don't have a no net equity requirement. Now, whenever we submit you for the NAF cash pre-approval, we also will get you submitted for the pre-approval for your final loan. There's no fee for this, so basically now you have two options. When you identify a property, you can make a normal contingent predicated offer, business as usual, or you can make a NAF cash offer that makes it non-contingent, non-predicated. This allows you the best of both worlds when you're approved with NAF Cash. Step 2. So now that you're ready and fully underwritten and approved, you have enough funds in your checking and savings account to cover the deposit, you're ready to submit an offer. Your realtor and you, as the borrower, will be assigned a transaction coordinator. The transaction coordinator will then send over your approval letter and proof of funds to show that we have enough money to pay all cash for your new home. Step 3, we now move to the next phase of the cash transaction. The best part of this is that we can close in just 12 days. We don't have to close in 12 days, but it offers a nice added benefit to using this program that we can actually do a quick close. At this closing, NAF will pay all closing costs and insurance on the property. The only upfront fee you'll pay is for the cost of the property inspection. We'll be asking you for a copy of this inspection so that we can see there's nothing detrimental to the property and that you wouldn't still want to move forward in buying the house. After we do the cash closing, we'll move to step 4, the move-in. Step 4, okay, now NAF Cash has paid all cash for the home of your dreams. You can move in right away, essentially becoming our tenant until you execute the buyback when we sell the property back to you. So during this rental phase, you can see the chart behind me that the rent is based on the purchase price to determine your monthly rent. During the first 60 days, the rent is deferred. It does accrue daily. You're not actually paying it, but it does accrue daily until the date we sell the home back to you. Now, if you only rent it from us for 21 days, we're going to send you an invoice for 21 days of rent until you execute the buyback. If you haven't executed the buyback by the 60th day, on the 61st day, we're going to ask for you to reimburse us for the first 60 days of rent that you can pay us back by credit card, check, or wire, whichever is most convenient for you. Each month moving forward after that 60th day, rent does increase by 10%, where rent is due at the end of the month for that point moving forward until you complete the buyback transaction. Here we are at step 5. Now we're ready to move forward with the buyback when NAF Cash sells the home back to you. At this point, you have already gotten your vacated house in contract and closed with money in hand as we set up a closing. It's just like any other closing. As with a normal transaction, you will have closing costs associated with this purchase as NAF sells the home back to you. Now, remember, going back to when we paid all cash, that we covered the closing costs and insurance. So we do charge a fee for this program. As you can see behind me, you can see there is a transaction fee associated with the NAF Cash program. This fee does vary state by state, depending upon the closing costs for that state. The good news is that we can close with the NAF Cash program in any state. For this example, let's use the state of California. California has a 2.05% transaction fee. To make this easy, let's just say the purchase price is $800,000. We're going to use 2.05% fee to use NAF Cash, that when we sell the home back to you, we're going to use this 2.05% on top of the $800K. So when we sell the home back to you, that the purchase price will be $816,400. All right, so we just went through the process of the NAF Cash transaction. Now let's review some of the benefits of using NAF Cash. One of the biggest benefits for NAF Cash is that you don't have to list your home, get it under contract, and then hope within the next 30 to 45 days that you can go out and search for a property that you want. Well, with NAF Cash, you get pre-approved up front. You find the home of your dreams, put in an all-cash offer. Well, once we pay cash for this home, then you now have 7 days for the house to be vacated, get listed, and be ready for sale. I think this 7-day timeline is huge because if you've done this conventionally before, it's a pain to list your house. You have to schedule your showing, you got to gather the pets and the kids, vacate the house, clean it, and then show the house. Well, with this program, you get to identify your dream home, you can then move in, and then go ahead and list your prior home. Please note, you don't have to do it this way. If your house is listed for sale, that's fine. The key point is that if we're in a normal real estate environment, it's just unfortunate that so many times that you have experienced before, well, I need to sell to buy the house that you love. Well, when you get the house sold and now the house that you loved is no longer available, whether or not your house is listed already or not, with the NAF Cash program, you don't have to technically list your home until 7 days after NAF Cash paid all cash for the home of your dreams. Well, another scenario that we see play out is that the homeowner wants a new home, but they're concerned about listing their home because that's a traditional way that you have to sell your home before you can buy. They become apprehensive about listing this home because if they get a contract on the house, well, now they're under pressure in the next 30 plus days to go out in the market and find a home that's on the market to buy. With this program, what you'll want to do is you go out, purchase your dream home, you get pre-approved with NAF cash, you can monitor the inventory so that when the perfect home hits the market, you make a cash offer, you move in, and then you get to list your home for sale. This is a game changer. It really is. This program is a game changer in the real estate market. So give me a call and let's talk about NAF Cash and help you win your dream home.